Christian.
And Daniel show. We got a small interruption there. I forgot to charge our camera. Huh? Don't look at me like that. How's it going, babe? Take two?
Oh, it's going good. What a day. What weather we're having. Well, I will say, being in Southern California, it was a beautiful 75-degree day with clear blue skies, and it was just gorgeous.
It was a good day. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. It is March 4th, 2020. And as you can see, we're wearing blue. And we're both wearing blue because it's colorectal awareness month. And actually Friday is the awareness day. So on Friday the 6th, you should wear blue in honor of anybody who has colorectal cancer or anybody you know that has cancer or survived cancer. And for those of you that know or don't know, I am a anal cancer survivor, diagnosed May 5th, 2020. And
you weren't
diagnosed May 5th, 2015. And
we're actually from the future.
Yes, so
we know what's going to happen.
Hola, Blanca, ¿cómo estás? So yes, I was diagnosed with anal cancer on May 5th, 2015, and God bless, I am cancer-free now. So we're wearing blue in honor of Colorectal Cancer Awareness Day. Does that sound right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your day? What's going on with you?
Hello. I love the panda. So
I know.
cute.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Wayne.
Sonia surprise. I'm doing good. It was a good day. Yesterday was my big accomplishment day. I did all the things, a few things that I've been procrastinating and not wanting to do, and I took care of them yesterday. Today was kind of I told myself it's a rest day. You just relax, enjoy your day, do whatever. And, I didn't have to wake up early for anyone. Housekeeper. Such a first world problem. And stuff like that. So today was kind of nice.
And for those of you that have been following us for a while, I guess some insight into our relationship is we don't live together. We've been together, this will be 8 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on who you ask, whether it's May or November, our anniversary. But we've been together 8 years and we don't live together. So usually I'll go back to Laguna and we have our alone time. But even when we're in the same house together, we still manage to have alone time.
Yeah, I mean, we're not constantly, what are you doing right now? How's everything going? What minute?
That would get on my nerves.
Like, how are you feeling? What's going on?
Off me!
And so, yeah, I mean, no, when we're here, I'll go in my living room and I have a lot of shows that Daniel frankly can't stand or just doesn't like. Like, My Feet Are Killing Me, Dr. Pimple Popper. He loves those shows.
I hate Pimple Popper. That's so disgusting.
And it's so funny.
If you like the show, let us know in the comments and why you like it. But I think it's just the most disgusting show ever.
Yeah, I can walk in and he's watching Death and Dismemberment TV on IG.
Oh, yes.
They walked into her house and shot her in the head with a shotgun and her brain was all over the back wall. And they show pictures and they show video. And I'm like, and that's less gross than Dr. Pimple Popper?
I love Discovery ID and all the shows like...
Literally, I feel like I'm going to join and be on the show.
Snapped, and I almost got away with it, and Sibling Killers,
and Black Widows.
I think of it as research. If one day you get a little too crazy, I will go snapped on you.
Well, I think of my shows as research. If you get some weird growth, I'm not going to let you go 25 years and get some nasty lump on your body. I'm not dealing with that. You're going to go get it popped.
So which one do you like, Wayne? Do you like the killer shows? Which one is gross? The killer shows or the pimple popper shows?
The blood splatter, brains on the wall shows, or the we're going to cut into your body and squeeze this pimple out.
But, that's another thing. Like, from the very beginning, we were never... There are certain shows and certain things that we do like.
Yeah, like I like sci-fi.
We talk about that in a minute. Love is Blind. We talk about that.
Oh yeah. I like. There's shows we've found common shows that we do like together. But, it just takes time. But I still have a lot of shows. A lot of shows I like that he doesn't.
And yet, in the relationship, there's a lot of things that we don't particularly like that the other person does. We will. What are you doing? We will, go along with stuff just because we want to hang out together. Yes, people park birds gross. There are things that we will do together just because we want to hang out together. But there's a lot of things that we really don't like the same things. Well, let's start with...
He doesn't like horror films. I don't care about horror films. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan, but I guess I'm totally neutral. I don't care. If it's a horror film, it's not a reason for me not to watch it. But for him, it's a reason not to watch it.
I don't get into it. I don't like sci-fi stuff.
I love sci-fi. In fact, it's almost all I watch.
Some of it is good, but
I watch Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek this. I watch all the Star Wars films over and over again.
But all 3 times that I've been with you to the movies to watch Star Wars movies, I fell asleep.
Yeah, he's dead asleep next to me snoring.
So, for those of you joining us, this is the Christian and Daniel Show, and we're just talking about likes and dislikes in a relationship, and how dislikes don't have to be a deal breaker.
Yeah, well, absolutely not.
Because,
let me put it this way: if your person you're with, if you're determinant whether you're going to stay with them or not, is if they like a show that you like, you've got a lot more to think about than the TV show.
Because I don't know if most of you know, some of you know that Christian doesn't like Mexican food, for instance. And I could eat Mexican food.
It literally turns my stomach.
I could eat Mexican food almost every day. But he'll go with me to eat Mexican food.
Well, yeah, I'll go with them and I'll pretend like I'm enjoying it. And he does the same thing with... He made me a tuna casserole. That is so my comfort food. And hello,
it was the most
it's the most bland white thing, and I don't mean like white skin color people culture. I just mean it is literally it's white food.
So for those of you, it was a box of macaroni and cheese,
tuna,
a couple of cans of tuna, breadcrumbs,
and
that was it. It went in the oven
and bake it and get crispy.
That's it. It was to me. It was like, what are we eating? This is okay, I'm gonna say this is
I was in heaven.
It's like white food. It's white people food. It had no salsa.
Well, it's suburban. Let's just say it's suburbia food.
No, it had nothing on it. And I was like, how am I making this? How am I cooking this food? But I do make a chicken enchilada casserole that you do like.
Yeah, well, I love it.
But it's also very not Mexican.
It's very not Mexican.
It's not Mexican.
Basically, casseroles are what I grew up with because I grew up in whitewashed little city. Hi, Madeline. I grew up in a Whitesville, basically. I was the only kid of color till I got to high school in my school. Everyone else was lily white. And my mom is German. She's white too. And so, the only person who wasn't white was myself and my dad. And my dad was Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rican food is just about as boring as white people food. So it's not, there wasn't an influence in my life for any other type of food. So those are my comfort foods. Those are when I'm really sick or when I was really not able to eat a lot, something like that would go down and I'd be able to keep it down because it was just so comforting to me.
Now I bought sausage link and what was it? Onions?
Yeah.
No. What I did was I bought the sausage link and I stir-fried it.
And you stir-fried the fresh cabbage, shredded cabbage.
I bought fresh cabbage, a package to make coleslaw, garlic, and oil, and just threw it in a pan.
Fresh garlic.
Sauteed it, and it was so delicious.
And then he had a polka kielbasa.
Yeah.
And diced that up and threw it in with that. And oh my God.
Delicious.
It wasn't any left. Let's put that. It was completely gone.
The one thing we did agree on was that it needed a little more kick. It just needed a little extra kick.
A little something. And we figured,
Yeah, so for those of you joining us now, this is the Christian and Daniel Show. And today we're just talking about likes and dislikes in a relationship and how they're not... What the hell is that? That is him yawning.
No, that was the hybrid alien in me coming out.
But in likes and dislikes, we also are very different in
50-year-old drool.
in the way we approach the relationship sometimes too. Like we had a discussion the other night about how our relationship is going, and like you had one take on it and I had another take on it. Like I think everything's fine, that we don't always agree on things. And
the other night.
yeah. Like we went to bed. Okay, we had a disagreement, and I went to bed angry one night, and then last night,
And it was dumb. You know, I had asked him something about the dishwasher that I thought was impossible not to notice.
Okay. So for those of you with the dishwasher, know there's the little lid that when
you put the soap in and close the little door,
and then when the dishwasher's done, it pops. So I was talking to him, and I opened the dishwasher, and I didn't notice if it had popped or not. I usually do. So I'm asking him, are they clean or dirty? And he says,
well, did the little door pop open when you opened the door?
And I said, I didn't notice because I was talking to you. So are they clean or dirty?
And our little door doesn't go all the way up anymore. It goes about 3/4 of the way, so it's obvious if it just opened.
But I didn't notice it.
It's not like that otherwise.
So the argument was, if I had noticed, I wouldn't be asking. So then he decided to get a little bit.
But all you have to do is open the door and look.
Yes, but it was
I didn't understand why that wasn't
because I'd already opened it all the way. So he decided to get a little.
See, that's what I mean. I don't get it still.
He got a little.
I got bitchy.
He got bitchy.
I said, like, he walked in here and he's all, and I'm like, you couldn't just open the door and look again? Like,
but he didn't realize
impossible?
that I'd already opened and it had already gone all the way.
But it doesn't go all the way.
It did go all the way.
Okay.
So then I was like, well, screw you. I went to bed.
Oh, he was pissed.
I was done.
I'm like, oh, so you're not going to sit here and watch TV with me?
Nope.
And he's all, no, I'm going to bed.
It was 10 o'clock at night and I went to bed.
And he did.
Yes. So okay. Thank you, Madeline.
We just want to keep fighting about it.
I told this story to somebody, and that was their response. Like, we'll get a magnet. I'm like, that's not the point.
The point is I have to make Christian has to be a villain.
Yes. So then last night, we go to bed, and I just roll over, and I'm tired. I come to bed because I'm tired. I don't want to talk. I don't want to have a chit chat. I come to bed, and I'm ready to go to sleep. So he comes in after me, and I'm like, why are you here?
Well, I sat down next to him, and I started scratching his back, which he loves, usually.
But I was working on getting my calendar ready.
Whatever he was doing, irrelevant. He looks at me and he goes, what are you doing?
No.
That is exactly. He says he didn't say it like that, but he can't see his own face.
I just said, what are you doing?
No, you did not. You went, what are you doing? And I'm like, I took my hand off his back and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know who you are anymore.
What are you... Madeline, we will talk about this.
And so I walked around to the other side of the bed and laid down and said, I'm too angry to go out and watch my show because I won't enjoy it. So I'm going to sit here and just lay here for a moment and go. And, a little time passed. And then I go, I am never going to be able to go to sleep if I don't resolve this because it really hurt my feelings. I was really upset about it.
And I go to sleep with earbuds on. I plug my phone into YouTube videos and I put my earbuds on and I go to sleep. Usually I'm out in like 5 minutes. So I'm getting ready to pass out. Well, I was watching a Saturday Night Live video and it was really funny.
So easy to go to sleep.
But it was because it was funny.
But it was hilarious.
And so then he felt like there was something wrong with the relationship.
I have to say something because I was feeling like, is Daniel toxic? Is he a toxic person? Do I need to not be with a toxic person? That's what went through my head and that scared me to death. So I said, we need to talk about, he doesn't know that, but I go, I need to talk about this or else it's just going to keep festering and it will get worse in my head. And you don't want me in my head. I spend a lot of my life in my head and I'm not a nice person when I'm in my head and I make bad decisions when I'm in my head.
But you see, I've come to the understanding after all these years together that we don't really think alike on a lot of things. I would say 10% of us is similar and the other 90%
is completely
we're apart, we're different.
We're like, different countries.
So I'm okay with
But
things not being okay all the time.
Because you compartmentalize your emotions. You put them in boxes and stack them up on a shelf. I can't do that. I've never had that skill.
And also, I've learned
I've never had to do that.
from the times when you were sick.
And I don't have siblings, so I really didn't have to do it.
When the times when you were sick and I just didn't know how to approach you sometimes, I just let you be and walk away. And I'm like, when he feels better, you will come to me. And you know, but I'm okay with things not being okay. I'll stress a little. I'll panic a little bit.
But that's the gift of compartmentalization. You put it in a little box, lock it away, and put it on a shelf. And then you come back to it if you need to later on.
And sometimes I don't have to because things just work their way
But
out.
I don't do that. So I have to talk about it. Even if it's midnight, 2 a.m, I need to talk about it.
So,
because otherwise it'll fester and it becomes something much uglier the next day.
So it's dark. I'm ready to go to bed. And suddenly, Alexa,
turn on bedroom
light. And I'm like, what is he doing? Sorry. Okay. And I'm like, what is he doing? And he's like, I can't sleep. I'm like, oh.
I didn't say I can't sleep. I said, we really need to talk.
Yeah, the directions, yeah. And so he needs to talk. The love language test. We'll talk about that. You can send me.
Oh, and we do. This is going to be done in a second because it's already over. It's all. We basically ended up talking. It was a really good chat, and there's a few times he jumped in, kind of was preempting what I was saying or what my intent was, and I did the same thing with him. And I kind of learned that night. We do that a lot with each other. Like we think we know each other so well that we know where we're coming from when he really doesn't have a clue where I'm coming from, and I don't have a clue where he's coming from. I'm being quite fair in this. Yeah. That we both do that to each other, and so I'm like, I realized that night I learned a lesson. I said, okay, I just need to maybe preempt a little bit and say, I'm not coming from here. I'm just saying, or I'm just agreeing with you on this. Yeah, I hate that, but disclaimers help a lot because then you don't have to wonder. He doesn't assume where I'm coming from in my head. Because, he has experienced a very aggressive, very jugular ripping version of me many times throughout our years together. And so he tends to think that's my default setting, which it isn't. The angry might be my default setting, but it's not. I don't always go for the jugular. I try not to with him.
So, and because I know where he can go, I've learned cue words to not bring up. I've learned to not gear the conversation in a certain direction so that we don't go in that direction. Because this is one of the longest relationships.
This line I could be Vulcan.
This is the longest relationship I've ever been in with in a relationship with a guy. But usually my old patterns were, if we got to that point and they were like, well, I think we should, take a break or split up, I'd be like,
oh, yes,
I'm out of here.
Here's my box.
And I don't go back.
In there and lock it up, throw it
and
on
I don't go back. And so this this relationship, I'm like, no, let's work this out.
We've had a few. I think we've had maybe 2, maybe 3 times that we truly were like, this might not need to continue.
Yeah, but I've told you too sometimes in discussions, if you think you need to move on, then tell me now. And like, no harm done. Like I did it early on when we first started dating. I did it during cancer. And
you did it out of spite just recently.
Yeah, and I said, if you think that we're not compatible anymore, like, just tell me. Like, it'll hurt. I'll miss you, but
he'll put it in a box and put it on a shelf, so he won't really miss me. He won't feel it.
I mean, I've even.
I will be devastated. I will be crying.
I am pretty awesome.
I will be dramatic, and I don't have boxes and shelves.
You will miss this. You will miss all this. So. But anyway, for those of you catching up right now, this is the Christian and Danny show. And today we're talking about differences and similarities in the relationship.
Okay. Check that box. We have to talk about that.
Oh, Love is Blind.
Okay.
If you are watching Love is Blind.
It's a new social experiment on Netflix.
Okay, but if you're watching it, disclaimer, we might do some spoiler alerts. So be warned.
But yes, Wayne, we watched it.
We watched the whole thing.
Like, yes. And I'll just say, Giannina. Giannina?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm like, annoying with her.
And I'll say the slip was great. But we love the show. We love the show.
I think my favorite person in the whole thing was Mark.
Is that the scientist with?
No, Mark is the young guy.
Oh, the young Mexican.
The young, yeah.
What a shock! Your Mexican was your favorite guy.
But I liked it because
he was such an idiot.
But he was very passionate. He.
I think he was a sellout and scared to be alone.
I think he was okay. So he was a little pushover. You haven't watched it? No, you've gotta. Oh my God!
No. We're not giving away any.
No, we're not going to give any of the final episodes.
This is all stuff you'll get from the very first episode.
Yeah.
Because you learn who these people are.
What was it? Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica was the older lady.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica became my worst character. I know.
Yeah, we couldn't stand. And I'll put it this way: I'm 50 years old. She acted like she's about twice my age.
And what were their names? The tall guy, Barnett. And I forgot the girl.
Amber.
Barnett and Amber. That's my favorite couple.
They're.
No, they were just my favorite couple in the beginning. We're not saying anything about the end. If you haven't watched it, it's going to be obvious.
We're going to leave it there. We'll just say, yes, we watched it. Oh, yes, we were addicted. And yes, I hope it comes back for another season.
The ending... the ending 2 episodes.
So evil.
Oh my God.
It's so great. There's so many... Just when you think, like, this is like, I'm maxed out, there's a twist and you're just like, OMG.
And if you watch, like, The Bachelor or
you'll love
Love Island...
particularly Love Island, you'll love this show.
Would we have done that if I was single? Yes. Totally. Yes. I would have done it 100%.
Oh, I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah. As a gay man, to be able to go on a show like that, yes. Well, I did a couple of dating shows. I did Doce Corazones, which was a Spanish show here in LA. I did an episode of that. It was rigged, but I went on there not to find love because I was perfect.
And not to let down just that, but I did Chilaquiles y Tables de Biblioteca, and that was a really fun show for me too.
You're such a dork.
You're not the only one.
You're such a dork. But yes, if you can't stand all the other dating shows,
this you'll love.
You'll like this
Because I'm not a big fan of the Bachelor, Bachelorette, whatever, the Gay Bachelor, whatever the heck.
I haven't even watched the episodes I have recorded because this was so much better.
I was actually interested in this one just because the guy is so. This is like the first Bachelor who's ever seemed truly heterosexual.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, and he's not even that pretty. Like, without all the airbrushing they do on the posters, but he's kind of rough.
If you just want something mindless to watch,
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind is definitely that, but it does, because it's a social experiment, it does make you think about your own relationships. If you
don't have a relationship, it makes you think, would this be an interesting way to start one?
Yes, it'll give you an insight on what to ask and how to honestly have a conversation with somebody.
Like how to connect with someone emotionally without knowing what they look like or sound like. Well, they sound, but without knowing what they look like physically or at all. And that's a huge thing because so many times we'll say, "Oh my God, the guy's so hot. I want to go out with him because he's so hot," or you'll say, "Girl." Sorry, I was being kind of me-centric, and you say that and you don't realize that has nothing to do. Like long term, beauty fades. I have witnessed it personally and firsthand. Beauty fades. People who were freaking hot when they were young.
You're not looking at me, are you?
No, I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I just gotta say, it's some of my ex-white boyfriends. Yes. I'm sorry, white people, that you get all the privilege, you get everything else, but you don't get to age gracefully.
Wayne says it's like The Voice, but for dating. Yes, that's kind of what it is like.
Yes.
But if we'll wait a little longer for you guys to watch, and then we'll come back and do a whole episode on
Love is Blind.
Breaking down Love is Blind, because it's really good. Just like The Circle.
That's another show we loved. The Circle. It was addictive. It's another social experiment, but it's like all these people they have like, The Circle is this building, and the building has this system called The Circle, which is a social network, but it's a closed social network. And all these people go on. There's people who are catfishing, trying not to be discovered. There's other people who are just being true, like, this is me, look at me, I'm being honest. And they have all these social experiments and tests they have to do. And then there's like someone who gets voted. There's one or two people who will get voted to be like the leaders of the night. And they get to go have like this great meal and they get to talk with each other live, but they don't see each other.
Oh.
So all they know, they don't even talk. They're typing and texting back to each other, even though they're like a wall between them.
As a social media kind of guy, I love that show.
It was
love
really
that
cool.
show. And I'm so glad. Oh, I can't tell you who won.
Yeah, you can't. No.
Because there's a winner. I can't tell you right now who won. Because if you have not seen it, you want to go see it. Yeah. And it's the whole show is out now. Because they broke it down in 2 parts. Yeah. But the whole show is out now. So
you could totally binge it. You could binge both of them.
And then Wayne says that, yes, Love is Blind and The Circle in one show.
Yeah, putting them together would be amazing.
Oh my God.
Then you don't even get to hear their voice.
I would never leave the house. I would never leave the house.
I would watch that.
So homework for you folks out there, if you have Netflix and you want to watch something, Love is Blind and The Circle, go catch them. They're not really long and the episodes go really quick.
It goes really quick.
But once you do, let us know that you've watched so we can come back and talk about it because they're so good. But we're running out of time. This has been the Christian and Daniel Show. Thank you, babe.
Thank you, babe.
I love doing this with you.
I like this.
I like us.
We have been watching way too much Saturday Night Live because I watched there's a compilation on Netflix that are on YouTube of all the ones that were making fun of The Bachelor and Bachelorette. So it's like in my head like, I like this.
I like us.
No, it's I like this.
I like this.
And
this is nice.
This is nice.
This is nice.
It's so bad. So we do it in public. We'll be like, I like this. And you'll be like, this is nice.
This is nice.
It's so big. They said the same thing.
And the new RuPaul is out now too. So
yes, the new season. And it's really good.
It started really good.
And it's the American one. Not that boring, droll British one. Woo.
So go watch. I only watched one episode.
It was so bad.
But go watch them. Check it out. If you're missing any of these,
love you, Rue. If
you missed any of the other episodes, this is episode 5 of the Christian and Daniel Show. If you missed any of them, you can go to YouTube, look for Daniel G Garza on YouTube. You can find all the other episodes plus other videos that I have. So go check those out. For now, we want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.